everyone, and welcome to our optional session of the new Media Specialist Cadre. I have Robin Shapiro here with us from GALE. She is your representative, but she is going to be talking about all things databases. We have lots and lots of GALE databases at every level. Right now here with us, we only have elementary, but they all work the same. So I'm going to turn it over to Robin.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. I'm going to try to share my screen here. Pick this one. Nope. All right, share. Nope, not share. It'd be helpful to press the button. Okay. Can you see my screen? Or someone, just shout it out because I can't see the chat or anything.
You're good.
Okay. So right now you should see the school district of Palm Beach County. Hi, my name is Robin. My last name is Shapiro. It's an easy contact. It's robin.shapiro@cengage.com. Lisa, if you want to throw that in the chat would be great. Just because, thank you. And I am your contact for GALE. And we are the elected provider for not only the state of Florida, but for Palm Beach County. And we're thrilled about that partnership. Lisa, is it okay? And again, I'm assuming everyone knows this page. You want to just say where it is? In terms
everybody should know how to get there. You guys all know that you can get there from our portal. When you click on GALE, you get this landing page. Your kids will go to your school's landing page.
Exactly. So what you're going to have to do is select the correct media center, and that's where you'll be able to access all of GALE resources. You mentioned that only elementary is on right now. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so I'm just going to strictly go on elementary for the sake of that's what we have. But if a middle school hops on, I guess just shout it out. But it is what's great about this is you'll notice, and can you see my screen? This happens to be Belvedere Elementary.
Yep, we're good.
Okay, and then the one I would focus on here is the GALE in Context Elementary. This is a K-5 resource that's strictly that particular age group and that appropriate level of resources within. So I'm going to open this up momentarily. You also have something called Cameron's Collections, more of sensitive issues. This is really, again, for the younger reader and about, it could be bullying, it could be I can do it, it could be about friendship, it could be how do I learn to swim. But those are ebooks on an unlimited access point. And you'll notice, again, a full ebooks page. What I want to go over is you're going to be able to grab these ebooks inside your GALE in Context Elementary. So I'm really today going to concentrate on GALE in Context Elementary. I'm going to touch on the middle school product. The reason behind that is because you might have a fourth grader that has a 6th or 7th grade reading level that they are going to be able to, they're going to be able to search within there. And again, I'll give you some examples. But for now, welcome to GALE in Context Elementary. And this is a resource that has periodical content. So it's going to have really magazines, some newspaper content, I don't go into newspapers as much because there's really no level or low level newspaper out there that's published to all. But I just want you to be aware that it is going to be in here. And it could be newswires, etc. So, and then you have video content, pictures, and books.
Robin, just going to interrupt for a sec. We did have a high school media specialist pop in.
Okay, thank you. So as I was saying, I know we have a new high school. I would like you to, we're in GALE in Context Elementary. I am introducing this to the folks. We have mostly elementary on here, but every tool you see in here, accessibility wise, the read alouds, the integration with Google and Microsoft, is all in the high school products as well as middle. So be patient. I am more than happy to meet the high school person also on a one-on-one to explore the high school specifically. But right now, this is how I normally utilize the resource. Let's look at it as a student view and go into it as someone that might be looking for content to maybe do a project. So let's say I'm looking for Franklin FDR. I enter the name in. It's like a Google search, if you will. I use it as a verb, and you get the background information on
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
I'm going to turn that sound off. Of Franklin D. Roosevelt, you get the bio, the background, who he is. You also get a few facts. These are just quick facts about him. And then you have articles, and these could be newspapers. This could be biographical information. So again, these are typical biographies, as well as pictures. And then you go into your magazines, and what you'll know about what you'll see about some of these magazines is, and I'm just going to list them all out, is you'll notice Cobblestone, Scholastic, The Mitten. These are really geared to the elementary student. So in terms of this is from Cobblestone. Again, it shows that brief information for an upper level student, because you'll notice they are levels and they have lexiles within them. So be aware, you're going to definitely have some higher levels in here as well as low levels. You have book articles as well. So you'll see here, this is just facts about the history. This happens to be the Great Depression. And you'll notice once I go in here again, that information is unlimited simultaneous use. That gives you, again, the brief information that you might need. Now, I know I did a search in here, but there is an easier way for a student really to be geared to help them find a topic. There's always I Wonder, the I Wonder questions. These change all the time, but you'll know and take a look at who discovered the laws of planetary motion, and you can actually press I find out, and it will do that search for you. And it tells you the background information, again, that brief information that's geared to the elementary student and that reading level. And then you have, again, those quick facts. Once you select a particular article, whether it's a book, a magazine, picture, I'll go into one of those so you see. You'll notice many of them have different article reading levels. Where you saw the magazine before at a level 4, it may not be right for a particular student to go in that because it might be a little bit more advanced for them. But many of our articles now have leveled content. And level 2, you can see if you hover over, this is a 750 level. And for some reason, it's not showing me on the level 1, but it's a lower level than that. And what you get here, again, I'm just going to go to the level 2 so you can see, there are tools that accompany every single article we have. So an auditory learner might want to listen to this particular article instead of
Planetary
reading it.
Motion.
You will notice
Planetary
it
motion.
reads it to you, and I'm
Planets
hoping you can
rotate on
hear
their
it.
axes.
And it will
Planets
take it to
rotate on
you
their axes.
and show you what they're
Copyright
reading.
QA International Science Source. Main ideas. The planets move in orbits around the sun. A scientist named Johannes Kepler.
So again, this is more of differentiation, if you will. If someone's better at listening, they can listen to it. Or they can just simply read it. So, oops, let me stop that. Okay. So they also can make text smaller, and I pray that I am just making the text bigger because of my eyes right now. So what's great about it is it helps with the vision and the changing of the text, making it larger or smaller. This is fairly new, display options. This is an accessibility. If I select this display option, okay, let me go to my mouse here. Forgive me. All right, people, am I having a problem with display? All right, we won't show in this article. I don't know why. Let me just look in level 1 to see if it displays. Yeah, I don't know. That was a weird thing. I just switched the article for some reason. It was giving me a little bug there. But if I press the display, what you can see here is you can change the color for someone that it makes it easier for them to look at it in a different color. You also can address someone that might be dyslexic, and you'll notice the words now changed to make it easier for that individual that might need this view verse. And I'm just changing line spacing so you can see it. And this has been confirmed to me personally was when I showed this to an individual during a conference last year, actually, last January at FTC. It was a teacher that was dyslexic, and she was so appreciative of this, not only for students, but this is great for teachers that have that as well. So she did explain to me, I won't bore you with the details on the why of it, but and how it helps her. But I thought it was really good to mention in terms of that. So this changes that. And whenever they do a new search within their session, it will keep this particular font for them so they can continue to search in that font or in that spacing. I'm just going to go back to my default so you can see the difference. And then the other tool within each article is the translate button. And this translates into about 47 different languages now. And it could be simple as the standards, right? The French, the Spanish, the German, all of these typical, I use them, please take that with a grain of salt. You know, the most used and common ones are in here. So, you know, again, if I did Spanish, it is going to change the language, and it is a word for word translation. But what you'll notice is not only did it change the language, but you will also be able to listen to it in the foreign language.
Movimiento planetario.
So again,
This document has been
this
translated
is
from its
going
original
to
language.
allow a
Accuracy of
student to
translation
listen
is
to
not
it in
guaranteed.
their foreign language.
Back to original language.
So
Movimiento planetario.
it's going to
Planets
highlight as
revolve
well.
around the sun. Los planetas giran alrededor del Sol. Copyright NASA / fuente científica. Palabras para saber.
So what you get here
Astronomía.
again is I'm just turning it off, but again, they can listen to it in their foreign language, or excuse me, their current, their first language. Just know that every single, I'm going to go back to the original language for a moment. Every single language in here does not allow for read aloud, does not have read aloud. About 25 out of the 47 have read alouds. So if you have, for example, Haitian Creole, this, although it does translate into Haitian Creole, it does the listen button disappeared because this does not read aloud currently for this particular language. So I didn't want you to be surprised that if you did do that and they wanted to listen to it, it doesn't allow for that. But what's really good is that it does translate into this most requested language in Palm Beach, which was not on here like 6 months ago. So again, I'm going back to the original language. This just gives me article info. It tells me the lexiles in terms of the article reading levels that you see up top. And that was a 480 versus a 750. So it does change that for them. I'm going to stop here for a moment. Just come back. Does anybody have any specific questions yet?
If you've got any questions, pop them in the chat or unmute yourself.
Yeah, please do. And don't hesitate to shout out because I can never see in Teams. I can't see anybody. So I'm speaking out loud. So if you do throw it in the chat and Lisa will stop me.
Or Stephanie will. One of us will.
Or Stephanie will. Sorry, Stephanie. I always forget that you're on these. I'm so sorry. So, all right. If I go back, can you see my screen of planetary motion still?
Yep, we're good.
All right, good. So there is a sticky toolbar up top. You'll notice if I scroll down, there's 6 different tools within here that we can take advantage of as either a teacher or a student. Because I want you to think of this not only as a research resource, but also a curriculum tool. Because this not only helps reading, this will, reading in the topic areas. You can hand this off to your reading teachers. This will be great for your multicultural departments. If you have, a science teacher saying, I need information on planets or, photosynthesis, whatever it might be. I'm going to show you ways that you can share this content, not only with a teacher, but also with students. So let's say a student is coming in here and saying, I need information on, oh goodness, let's say it's weather, okay? So I'm just going to pick weather up here. Again, it gives me the background information. I'm just going to pick the background topic. Here's all about the weather. And again, I'm going to address up top these areas that they will need for the project. So think of this as a student that is writing a project. Again, depending on the levels, you can either go to level 1 or level 2 as a student. You can cite the information. This brings up citation tools that are optional, but mostly in your elementary world, they're going to be using MLA. So you can select this and copy that and put that onto, one of their documents, or they can actually, if they do their site, they can send this and export this to OneDrive or Google. Now we're using OneDrive, or are we doing Google still over at the district, Lisa?
Oh, we're Google.
Yeah.
Okay, because we're on Teams, which is Microsoft, so you never know. I didn't know if it changed. So in terms of the drive, you just go into the Google Drive, and since I'm on my own computer, it's going to know it's me, because I've been on this several times today doing this. And now it's downloaded all of this particular citation into the Google Drive. Keeping that in mind, there's another area where, and let me go down a little bit here. Let's say again it's a student, and they want just some topics of or quick facts. They can highlight in here, just like again I used to do in ancient times. I would basically take a book, highlight in it if it was my book, or copy it, make a copy on the Xerox machine, just throwing that out there, aging myself, and then highlight with a pen or a highlighter. Nowadays, we really don't need to do that. So it works the same exact way when you're online, because now I can add a note and say, maybe it's fact 1 or fact 2, whatever it might be. And I'm just doing this for time-wise. You can put, yep, I stopped sharing. Push the wrong button, figures. Sorry about that. Oops. Okay, are we back to my highlights?
Yep, you're back.
Okay, sorry about that. So again, for the sake of time, I'm just making goofy things. But again, I can do these little highlights and say, fact 3 or whatever it is, etc. Why am I doing this? You can actually think of this as 2 avenues. 1, a teacher can be a little bit interactive. Let's say it's a reading component. And they can say, I want you to pick 3 facts out of this article. They can put it on the board, right, on whatever board they're using. And the kid can highlight, and that's great, so they can help other kids and make it a little bit more interactive. However, if I'm a student, which you just saw me, I just highlighted some information, and on the upper right, you'll notice that there's a highlights and notes button. And this will allow me to just grab all the highlights that I've done and created, and you can actually create your citation just from here. Thinking if they pick multiple sources. You can also label it. So in terms of this, I can have whatever color I want, and then you can create labels. The other option you have is you can send these notes to your Google. You can download it and you can print it. So there's options you have. I'm just going to use my back button here and get back to the original article, because I want to share with you these other areas of what you can utilize in your everyday workflow to help teachers as well as students. So again, as a student, I've done my highlights. You can see here, I can actually send this to my drive, and it will be automatically in my Google Drive to be able to extract and either send that to a teacher or utilize later for my project. You can download it. So if you have a have-not, doesn't have a computer at home, has to share it with other family members, they can print or download it if they'd like and print from there. Depends on how they'd like the view. Another option, and I'm going to go into the Get link in a moment, is I'm going to go back to the teacher mode for a moment. Let's say your teacher says, what information do you have on plants? And in this case, let's say it's trees. They're doing a unit on trees. And here's a listing broken down into all types of trees and tree topics. So whether it's forests or redwood trees or rainforests, the teacher wants these kids to go into this particular area as an environment so they can choose from here what they're interested in and what they want to read for that particular day or that particular session. You can do 2 things here. One is if you grab, that's where the Get link comes in. You can actually select this and copy it, and that link you'll be able to, it will be locked, if you will, to say, okay, if I get out of this, okay, so I'm pretending I'm out. Of course, I have to share again, don't I? Oh, no, I'm good. So I'm opening a new tab, and then I'm putting that link in here just to mimic if you had it on a page. It goes right to that area, okay? And then, again, let's say I'm the teacher, and I'm saying, go to this area, pick what you like. And again, I go into forests, And here's that information on forests. What is a forest? Where is it? Here are the quick facts. And then you can go into the different magazines, the different book articles, etc. So this, again, is an avenue to not only work with teachers, but students for research, etc. The other, I wanted to show you this too. So let's say you're doing a unit with your students and saying, okay, we're going to be talking about, your teacher wanted me to show you science, etc. And they're going to be focusing on science and inventors. Again, I remember, and you probably still do this, you grab books from your holdings and you put them on a cart. And you say, this is where you can grab from because I'm putting these inventors and scientists in a special spot so you can grab them easily. This works the same way. And you can actually create a Google Classroom in here. I didn't sign in with my Google Classroom, so this doesn't allow me to show you. But know that green button up top, all the way up top when you see the Google or Microsoft and you're signed in with, this will take you right to your Google page and allow you to create an assignment in your classroom, regardless of what it might be, whether it's a reading or whether it's a page. So it works just like that get link button, but you're not leaving to go out of the classroom to enter it in there. So a good way to kind of create your cart, if you will. Okay. I'm going to, again, stop sharing for a moment and ask if there's any questions that you have on the GALE in Context Elementary. And you are a quiet group. You know it all. What am I going to do? If you do have additional questions or comments, no hesitation. Please reach out either to me. Obviously, Lisa and Stephanie are there for your support, but know that I'm here as well. I do want to go back to the product page as soon as I share with you again. Lisa, do I have more time?
Got a few more minutes, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. One of the things in GALE Elementary is the following, the Books tab. These books are all books that have either been purchased by Palm Beach or by the state of Florida that gear you that are in different subject areas that you're able to use as a reading. So let's say it's Minecraft. This is always a hot topic. They want to read this book. They select the book, and this will open up into a PDF that will allow a student to read the book right from here. And if they need a book source, this is a great book source as well. If they don't want it in PDF, they can look at it in text view, and it will give them all of the read alouds on the right, as well as the translation options. You also have, let me go back to the book view, information on the left that will allow you to go right into different chapters because it gives you the table of contents right from here. This is the dictionary, so they don't know what something means. They can go in there. These are more from the bookshelf, so if they want to pop out of this book and pick another, it takes them to another book. It's just another way to access the books that you have. So the accessibility on this gives you topic pages, books, news from magazines, and pictures, as well as videos. And the videos are great. These could be, anything from, there's the weather one, what is weather? And again, this will pop you out. and give you a bit of forgive me, I'm trying to pause it. A video to really, give them a visually pleasing area to help reinforce the information on weather. And here's the transcript, if you will. The other, so GALE in Context Elementary really is a resource that covers from soup to nuts. The value add in this is the books. And where that comes from are these GALE ebooks. But in the elementary world, you don't have to go in there. So I just wanted to throw that to you. One last thing is the middle school. I want you to just see how different this is. My daughter in 4th grade couldn't find a video she wanted that was dealing, funny enough, with Franklin, with FDR. So she found one in here and was able to take a search. And you'll notice here, if I go into videos and here, this was something that it wasn't even this one. It was World War II. Sorry. Whoops. It was videos on World War II. And she was using, some of the older newsreels that we've digitized within here. So be aware that that information is in here. Again, you have to deem if it's appropriate or at the level for the student to go in. But some of you might be more comfortable in the elementary side. So, but this looks very different than the elementary. It's a big jump up from those that are in 6th through 8th grade and beyond. My high schooler that's on here, you have specialized resources, just an FYI. If I go back to the district level, you'll notice, let's say it's John I. Leonard. What you'll notice here is all of the GALE in Context that you purchased, including the GALE ebooks, are all listed above. So if you go into science, this looks exactly like the middle. You'll notice the sticky bar up top. It will all be the same. But I'm more than happy to go over it with you on a one-by-one basis. If you need additional products or anything of that sort to address other needs, I'll give you an example. If, let's just say you were like, okay, I really like the DK books, those kind of things, whether it's you're in elementary or middle or high school or whatever it might be, you are able to buy those on a level of it's unlimited. You're buying one copy. They don't have to check it out. It would just be added to where you saw you can grab the ebooks. So just be aware of that. Is seamless learning something I really want to stress, that please try and get them on during their elementary days, because it makes it easier for them in the processes. Because once they get used to one, they'll be like, oh, I remember using this in elementary. And then middle, oh, I remember using this in elementary and middle. And then high school, same kind of thing. So it continues on. We do and are grateful for our partnership and look forward to the support that we can give you. There is a page I would suggest you writing down. Actually, how do I do that where's my chat, please? Where do I put chat? Oh, goodness. All right. You know what?
To the side.
It
should be off. You should see how many people are in, and then there's a chat box.
Got it. Okay, here we go. So if I go to, I'm going to put this in there for you. support.gale.com. And I know, Lisa, I know I'm running out of time here, but I do like to show this because someone might forget every bit of time or every bit of what I say. So let me go back in and share. And your support, look at my entire screen. Here we go. And if you go to support page, this is that support.gale.com. You can go into the training center. This is just, I'm going to show you quickly, and you can use anything in here. You can go to video tutorials, and on the right, I would just put in context. And on the left is where all of your in context are. And obviously, since I did elementary, I just want to show you, you'll notice this tells you how to do these obvious things of citations or getting a link, the accessibility feature of what I was showing you, or maybe just learning a little bit more about how to use the reliability of these resources. So you press your check, you press the video, and this will open this up. You can do this with any other in context product or any of the ebooks, whatever it might be. I'm just going to go back to in context. So I know we didn't get a chance to do a lot of the middle school or high school ones. Make sure you have the products, but you do, for the most part, have a lot of these products. So if I go to global issues, again, you'll see a little bit different on what these video tutorials will look like. Lastly, if you do want to browse the products again, I would just go into elementary, or filter down on the right, go into GALE in Context Elementary. Those videos are not only on here, but you'll notice there's little there's lessons. You'll notice the type on the right, different projects that you can use with, and there's perfect for 3 to 5 year olds versus scavenger hunts. And these are and you have answers to those that you can use. So if you wanted to use one of these scavenger hunts, and let's say it's about bees, this is just a worksheet on how you would use that until you take a student through. Or even if you're doing teachers, these are always fun because it just gives them that opportunity to look and see how they can use it. Some of these have lesson plans and example lesson plans, and you'll know up top there's a sample lesson plan for, it happens to be bees and honey. So you can, again, use that for your teachers to engrade in them how they can use it in, again, their classroom instruction. A lot of videos here. Why use GALE is always a good one, from tutorials to longer recorded webinars, whether it's talking about learning loss or dealing with stress and supporting. You can always take advantage of any of these tutorials. So, and that's the resource.
One thing that I want to add is that last year, Lisa and I actually used GALE in conjunction with the FINES model of research, and it worked fantastically together because they do the research, it gets sent directly to their Google Drive, and they can make presentations without picking up a piece of paper to take notes. It all flows together very nicely in every level. So we're just starting to use it with the elementary level for FINES, but definitely with high school, it works in conjunction with the new FINES model of research.
Thank you for mentioning that. I neglect sometimes to mention those things. And you're right. It just reinforces, what we're being asked of, especially with the new research component in the best standards as well, because that's key to this. And know that you're helping them. Because I will tell you, yesterday I got a phone call. My kid had a free period. She goes, "Mom, I'm just letting you know I'm on opposing viewpoints." She was all excited. It's called GALE in Context Opposing Viewpoints. And I go, "Oh, how'd you get there?" And it's actually with her dual enrollment class. So she was, she was directed there, and I was elated. So very exciting stuff because it really gets them to an area where they need to be.
Right. So they'll see GALE products from kindergarten all the way through college and graduate school.
Yep. And on that level in the public libraries. And why that's important is you do have some kids that are not going to go to college, right? Mm-hmm. And that's fine. Non-issue, but they're still going to have to research. Research is a key. Think about when you buy a car. Think about when you buy a house. Think about when you're looking for areas to search it, whatever it might be. We are looking and researching on a daily basis. So it's really an important key factor to be successful, and to have an area that's okay, even if they're changing resources. So,
For sure.
yeah. So I do appreciate the time. I probably went a little overboard. I always do. So
all good. I want to thank Robin for joining us today. I want to thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us today. If you have any questions about GALE, you could, of course, reach out to Robin or to me or to Stephanie, and we will see you tomorrow.